8:45 is the time. Christmas, frantic time for travel. Well, it used to be, but the easing of coronavirus restrictions may mean that can happen again, because that's for 5 days. So road, train and ferry operators are expecting huge demand over that Christmas period from the 23rd of December.
Let's have a chat with Ben, who's at London's King's Cross station for us this morning. I mean, Ben, I suppose this year there are other questions, aren't there, about travel? Because it's normally a bit of a crunch point, but now we've got that weird thing when, in theory, maybe lots of people will travel in just 5 days, or maybe they won't. And also, the roads, the trains, they're not geared up for lots of people in the system, are they?
Yeah, they've sort of been used to it being a little bit quiet, and then there might be that 5 minutes, the 5 days, I should say, of a rush all in one very tight period. So what should we expect on the roads, the railways, the flights and the ferries? Well, Robert is with us first of all from the Rail Delivery Group. Robert, what should passengers expect if they come into somewhere like this?
Well, it is going to be a real challenge, you're right, because that window is shorter, and also there are engineering works planned that often take a couple of years to put in place, so it's very difficult to switch them off. So what we've done as the rail companies, together with Network Rail and the government, we've looked at our plan and made changes to try and maximise the capacity on the network. But it is still going to be a challenge. So what we're saying to anybody who's planning to travel is to go onto the website of the train operating company or National Rail Inquiries, and just to check first, book ahead if you can, reserve a ticket if you can, try and avoid the busier times, go for quieter times during the day as well, and then even before you leave to go to the station, check again, maybe even set up a digital alert on your phone just to make sure, and then hopefully we'll get everybody where they need to go safely. And of course we're doing everything we can on the trains and in the stations to make sure it's clear of the virus by regular cleaning and allowing people obviously the hygiene measures that they need to keep themselves clean as well.
Good luck. I know you've got a lot of work ahead of you. Robert, for now, thanks so much. So that's the situation on the trains, and we know that on the roads they've cleared a lot of the roadworks, and we also know though that things like car hire firms have said that they will be much busier. They've seen a big increase in bookings. But let's talk about the ferries now. Simon is with us. He's from Stena Line. Simon, good morning. What are you seeing in terms of demand? Are people thinking, look, now is the time to book and get away in that 5-day window?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, to Belfast you have 7 days if you're going to Northern Ireland, an extra day to travel there and travel back, and we saw an immediate boost in bookings following the government's announcement compared to the week before. And our route from Birkenhead into Belfast, there was a 90% increase, and from Cairnryan into Belfast there was over 200% increase in bookings.
It slightly works in your favour though, in the sense that on a ferry I imagine you've got a bit more space to move around, a bit more fresh air, so there may be fewer concerns about the virus, whereas maybe on planes and trains you're in a more enclosed space.
Yeah, absolutely. You're self-isolating in your vehicle, most people, until you get onto the ferry. On the ferry, they're big, bright and airy ferries these days, modern ferries. They're not like ferries used to be in the older days. Very new, very spacious, but we are sailing at a reduced capacity, so we're down to about 2/3 because of social distancing. So there is an added pressure on bookings as well, so people should book early. We travel 24/7, so there are overnight ferries that there may be more availability for people.
Good to talk to you. Thanks so much, Simon. Thanks very much. Look, I mean, there you have it. And all of the travel firms are saying, yes, things may have been quiet for quite a while, but they've been operating around the clock, even with maybe a slightly reduced service. So plan ahead is always the message, of course. Check before you travel and make sure you do have a plan in place if you're going away for those 5 days over the Christmas getaway this year.
Ben, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, so a lot of people are going to be sort of trying to work out how it's going to work out, the logistics. Slightly more complicated than normal.